Merry meet and fare thee well. Settle in for a story with me, Astin Gaël. Thank you so much for being here today. This is the collective message for Saturday, April the 18th, and I am filming this on Saturday, April the 18th. I feel the need to just go ahead and say this. I sense a change coming up for this channel soon. This particular new moon in Aries has me doing some rethinking about my schedule overall. I have a project that I am supposed to be working on right now. And because of all the things I already have up in the air, I cannot add another ball into the juggling routine. So I have to rework one of the balls or completely remove it from the juggling act. So I don't know. I don't know why I felt the need to say that here and now today, but there are changes coming. So, until then, though, let's keep trying to meet every day for a short story via divination. If you are not already following the magic shop on BlueSky, the link to do so is in the description box down below. Over there, you will find daily updates, not just astrological, but also bits and pieces of thoughts from my head. So, good place to watch if you're wondering about upcoming changes. If you enjoy the readings that I do, and don't want to lose out on them simply because I may or may not be able to show up every day, you want a personal short story, the link to the Buy Me a Coffee is in the description box down below. Over there, you will also find blogs posted around the phase of each moon. New, full, first quarter, final quarter. Okay, let's get started. We are not even halfway through What There Is to Love About a Man. We are reading an excerpt a day and creating a short story around the theme. Today's theme is stance. Every man is a giant when he stands up for the truth. We look up to him when he puts his paycheck on the line and refuses to lie about the firm's hiring practices. When he turns in his long-beloved badge in protest that justice is not being served, we are strengthened. We know it takes courage to take a stand against violence, to pull aside another man and tell him how frightened his wife and children have become. When he wheels his chair to the front of the room and demands access to his favorite restaurant, we know that stance has nothing to do with standing on one's own 2 feet and everything to do with standing on principle. He shows his true colors when he takes his buddy's keys out of one hand and a bottle out of the other and walks him home in the rain. When he risks his own comfort to stand in solidarity beside a man he's never met and face his greatest fears to hold fast to what he knows is right, we rise to our feet to stand by him with pride. And I'm hearing, stand by your man. Da, 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 da. Yeah. Taking a stance. Not just a stance that one has to take to sword fight or a stance that one takes at the baseball diamond. Yeah, not not a batting stance, not a fencing stance. A stance on what your opinion is, a stance on principle. Um, it ties along in with other excerpts from this book. Apparently, Rachel Snyder really appreciates a person who has figured out their moral code and sticks to it. That's what a stance is, if you ask me. So, because this particular card, the Delulu, or the Fool in the Rider-Waite deck, is front and center, and that is a stance if I've ever seen one. I'm going to find out what our characters in this story are going to be. I brought my charms along again, so we will toss charms after we find out the characters. Who is taking a stance today? Okay. The X in the reverse. So, somebody's current partner, somebody that you are currently with, business partner, romantic partner, platonic partner, I'm not for sure, but somebody that you are not separated from is taking a stance. Okay, that's all. Although we do have the therapist in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. So somebody that you are currently partnered with is taking a stance potentially against an Empress in the reverse, a mother-like figure that doesn't really know how to be a mother, a feminine figure that has a considerable amount of toxicity. The mood or the death card is right beneath this person. So taking a stance against a Empress in the reversed who is either coming up on a ending or is trying to cause an ending. Tell me more, tell me more. Wow, that's a lot of charms. Okay, so I can't help but notice that my bone charm just kept on rolling. And it kept rolling very specifically like towards my mirror, which is just out of frame here. And let's see. Oh geez, I need to redo these runes. I can't even see what that used to be, but I know for certain that that's the harvest rune. So there is a possibly somebody that you would consider a divine mirror of you, a twin flame, if you will, has kind of separated themselves from family. Maybe because they felt like there was something keeping them from success, from financial freedom. This happened because they came up on a crossroads, a journey, a choice. It's giving Two of Wands energy, possibly Two of Swords energy. Two of Wands being that you can see both roads. Maybe not fully, maybe not clearly, but both roads are right in front of you. Two of Swords energy being that somebody is completely blinding you with confusion and illusion, and they're telling you to make a choice. I'm not certain if this was a choice that was made because they knew which road to walk down, or kind of a intuitive choice. Okay. At the very moment, this divine mirror, this partner of yours, is focused on yes, okay. At the very moment, your divine mirror, your partner, is focused on financial goals, but very specifically reaching financial goals. And again, freedom coming up. There is a need to separate finances. I don't know if that means that, you know, a divorce needs to happen, a removal from a will needs to happen, a closing of a business needs to happen, but there needs to be a separation of finances. Someone here is being seen as very eccentric. I'm almost willing to say that that's you, if you are resonating with this story. Either your partner sees you as eccentric or their family saw you as eccentric. Maybe that is what triggered the separation. There's something about wreaking havoc inside of the body, dis-ease, being placed there by poison, or poison of the mind. I've been coming across a lot of stories over the past couple of days about the way in which people infiltrate your headspace, and that basically leaks into the rest of you, whether that be someone starts sowing seeds of doubt by just saying little things, or playing music nearby you that triggers thoughts of grief and sadness. And then this manifests in days and days and days spent in bed, not brushing your teeth, not taking a shower, and that pulls up illness in the body. So there's something about that. I don't know if that's related to this whole finance bullshit, or if that's a completely separate scenario. So you tell me. At a subconscious level, I think this Empress in the reverse knows that they have no access to your partner's things, and also maybe your partner. At a conscious level, this person struggles more to fully understand the state of things. Something going back to the wreaking havoc on your body, there is something very specific about the stomach and the chest area. If we are looking at the energetic bodies that lie there, you've got the solar plexus, the heart space, and this is being done along with the moon. Um, Also Monday. Oh yeah, okay. Monday, Monday. So good to me, so good to me. Yeah, a case of the Mondays. It's almost like going back to the idea of being viewed as eccentric, it's almost like maybe you've never had a case of the Mondays, and people are just like, what is with this person that they've never, never felt sad about a new week starting, never, they don't ever reminisce over the activities that they can't get done on the weekend. They never reminisce about the activities that can only get done on the weekend. They're just ready to go back to work. What is it about this person? So like ill intent is very specifically sent your way on a Monday to see if they can get you to not want to be like up and at 'em for a new week. Yeah, okay. Um, and back to the moon. Man, there's a lot about the moon. I don't know if maybe this particular new moon was somehow spectacular or important. I'll be honest with you, it didn't feel that spectacular to me. I mean, I say that, and yet, like, the few days leading up to that new moon, I was feeling some type of way. But the actual day of, I was just like, okay, I think I have some stuff to work on. I think I've got some stuff to sort out, but that's for another day. That's for another astrological sign for the moon to be in, because you shouldn't be making plans while the moon is in Aries. But yeah. Okay. So your eccentric nature essentially equates you with being a high priestess. Which is interesting because this particular, the Empress in the reverse, like, is the Empress the end all be all of the tarot? Is this the goal? Or, like, do you want to get to high priestess status? Like, where are you headed on your fool's journey? Do you want to be an Empress? Do you want to maybe just stick at Queen? Or do you want to be a freaking bad bitch? It's up to you. This journey is customizable. And I think that maybe the concept of not wanting to be at Empress status is quite perplexing to this Empress in the reverse, because they can't think of anything they'd rather be. So you wanting to, you know, perpetually veil yourself and just have communication with the cosmos at all times, they're just like, no, that's you know, that is fantasy and illusion. That's building a tower that you're sure to fall out of, and you're just like, okay, well, for now, I'm gonna sit in my really cool tower with my really cool pillars and fruits. The fruits behind this person get me every time. I don't know why. Yeah. So, okay, and then I also wanted to point out that the Empress in the reverse may be a cardinal zodiac sign. They tend to be leaders. They these signs that fall in the cardinal category are Aries, Capricorn, Libra, or Cancer. So, one of those signs may be significant, but yeah, okay, so I gotta find out a little bit more, you know. Give me some clarifiers for, wow, no, I didn't ask the question yet. Give me some clarifiers for the partner, the X in the reverse. Okay. They may be a King of Swords. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, masculine energy. They may have blue eyes and they may be seen as a hermit or like a perpetual young man, like Apollo or Dionysus. Like that particular archetype would probably resonate with who this person is. So it's interesting, like they're giving off very like Virgo, kind of almost shamanistic vibes, but then also they have a reputation, if that makes any sense, which honestly, I guess shamans usually do. But the reputation that follows them is one that kind of says people want to be like them, people want to be with them. There's probably a lot of people really jealous of you because you are partnered with this person. Okay, where'd that Empress go? Yep, okay. So give me some clarifiers on the Empress in the reverse. Okay, the Empress in the reverse has mastered some sort of craft. And I'm not talking about like arts and crafts, you know, not pottery class, but it could have been pottery. Some sort of craft this person has perfected. You know, they're really good at whatever it is they do. And it's interesting. I, I get the sense that maybe they want to teach it. Yeah, or at least they want to talk about it. Like they're very good at what they do, and they want other people to know about it. Okay, but tell me about this, the mood, the death upright. But they're afraid that they won't be seen in the right light. They're afraid that their shadow might overpower their potential for light. It's kind of giving the energy of like, I have the knowledge, I want to speak the knowledge, but I can't come up with the right words to say. Actually, you know what's coming to mind is the show Hacks on HBO. How Deborah Vance has to hire the young writer in order to stay relevant in an ever-changing world where, it's no longer really appropriate for her to tell the jokes that she's been telling. Um, yeah, this person is worried that what they have to say will not come across correctly because they don't have the right words to say it. Okay, and so within the next 15 days or 15 weeks, they might make a move. They might, I don't know, commission somebody to write their memoir or hire an artist to paint what they're thinking. Do you understand what I'm saying? They are they're kind of in the same process that I am in right now. Like it's time to make a change. I'm just not sure what that change is yet, and I'll let you know when I know. So they're thinking, they're percolating. I think that's all I've got for you on this one. Until next time, be well, be you.